Hello! Today's video is about my eyebrows, or at least like a tutorial on how to like fill in eyebrows, how to tweeze eyebrows, and just how to make them look their finest. Yeah, basically I always think eyebrows are like one of the most important parts of your face because it just, I don't know, just makes the entire makeup look complete when there's like visible eyebrows with it. Yeah, basically, and yeah, eyebrows are just, because they're such an important part of the face, I think it should always look like you want them to look, so like I fill them in like this. However, if you want them like more thin or darker or paler or whatever, then you know, it's all up to you because you know, you're working on your own eyebrows then, and they should always look like you want them to look. But I thought it might be useful to just show you how I do it, because I always think it's very like useful to watch how other people do it, because I don't know, just always fun to learn more makeup tricks. Yeah. And I've also put a little tiny, very easy eye look with it, just because I felt like it. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to film the intro here as well, in any case, but you might notice there's different backgrounds. If I film the intro here as well, then I might have already said that, but in any case, I just like this background better than the whole background where you just see like the backdrop of, you know, my room, which looks sort of random and not very interesting. So I decided to just have this backdrop with the potted plants and just, you know, the wall and everything. In any case, so yeah, you don't want to know what my setup looks like right now. I have two chairs stacked upon each other to have a mirror on top of it. And yeah, the back side of the mirror actually broke. The front side is, you know, still a mirror. In any case, yeah. Hopefully nothing will fall over. What about the eyebrows? What I always use for my eyebrows first is a Q-tip and a cleansing lotion. We'll get to details later. Then a piece of rope and also a pair of tweezers. That's basically all the things I use for my eyebrows. Yeah, some tips beforehand. Oh, and a mirror obviously. And a tip beforehand is to always do this like in the evening or when you're not planning on going anywhere, because your eyebrow is going to look like this. I've already done this side. Which is quite obvious, I guess. But yeah, basically it's going to look like this, and personally, like, to each their own, but personally I don't like putting makeup straight on top of it just after tweezing it, because you know, you've ripped out some hairs and little wounds and you don't really want to stuff that with makeup. To me, at least I don't. Yeah. So yeah, you know, it's just easiest to just do this, well, you know, most useful to yourself to just do this in the evening, so your eyebrow just has the whole night to just settle back down and stop hating you, and then, you know, it'll look normal again the next morning. So yeah, that's why I always do it in the evening. It's evening right now also, which is my explanation for my makeup looks sort of, yeah. My makeup doesn't look very good anymore. But in any case, I always start out by using a cleanser. I'm using this Clearasil cleanser right now, which I bought ages ago. But I use this because it contains alcohol, so it's disinfecting. And obviously a Q-tip. And then I just start with cleaning my eyebrow. What I also always like to do is to keep some makeup on my eyebrows. I did put a little bit of pencil on my eyebrows right now, just so I know where the shape is, or like what I want the shape to be. And especially when you're doing this for like the first time, if you're really insecure about it, you can always just go to like, you know, like some, I don't know what it's called in English, someone who knows about eyebrows and will just do this for you. But personally, what I did the first time is just heavily draw them in like the shape I wanted them to be, and then just tweeze away everything that wasn't, you know, colored. But basically it's what I still do. I prefer to do my eyebrows when they have makeup on them, just so I know where I want the hairs to stay. Obviously you're also immediately rid of all makeup that shouldn't be on your eyebrows. But yeah, then once that's done, I'm moving on to the rope, which is just regular, you know, whatever, like clothes, sewing, rope stuff. Yeah, just regular stuff, and then I just twist it a few times. I hope my camera can focus on something as thin as this, just so you can like do this. Yeah, that was a very clear explanation. And oop, I almost kicked my camera over. Okay, in any case, let me just shove the camera back in place. I'm gonna have to get used to this. Get up, the setup is what I'm trying to say. In any case, yeah, back to the rope. What I was trying to show you, however, is that I just go alongside my eyebrow and just take out any hairs. And what I like about the rope is that it actually gets out all the like really tiny little hairs that you can't really see. However, they are just, I don't know, they just make it look less perfect, I guess, especially when wearing makeup. And my hair is annoying. But yeah, in this rope it just gets out all the tiny little hairs, and it doesn't feel very comfortable, but trust me, it gets like less painful after a while. Yeah, and you know, some people are really extremely good at this. I'm obviously still practicing with it. And they are just like rope, 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 and the entire eyebrow looks amazing. I can't do that yet. So I just use this for like the smaller hairs and like just, you know, like the big spots of hair where I don't want hair. And I don't get too close to the eyebrow because I'm just not secure enough yet with my skills. Secure enough in my skills, whatever. With the rope to actually like go really close to the eyebrow, because I'm still paranoid that they'll somehow like ruin my entire eyebrow. And also your eyes watering is also normal because, you know, you're tugging on skin really close to your eye and that kind of hurts. So yeah, basically I just continue with this until all the tiny little hairs are gone. Okay, and once you're done with the rope, I just always just use my nails to like to push the eyebrow hairs back in place so that I know which ones I want to keep, basically. And then I move on to tweezers. I just, well, my mom once bought these at Kruidvat, which is just a drugstore, and they're pretty old. I have no idea how old they are. So she just had multiples and I wanted one, so I basically got one of hers. I really need to buy a new one though, because I'm pretty sure my camera won't be able to focus on this. But the teeth don't really, like, go, like, straight on top of each other anymore. But in any case, the next thing is just, and another thing is, by the way, keep your skin, like, stretched, like, yeah. It'll hurt less, and then I just go really close to the eyebrow and just tug out all the tiny little hairs that I don't want to be there. And always remember, you can always like remove more, but you can't put it back, so be careful not to remove too much. I've done that multiple times before I finally remembered not to remove too much. Oh, and also if you do this often, you will somehow get like a very personal war with one specific hair that doesn't want to come out. I always have that. There's one particular hair that I want gone and it just won't get tucked out. But yeah, just give it some time, it'll work eventually. Oh, and also when you get to the corners of the eyebrows, yep, try to make them like sort of even, so I need to tuck some hairs out here. Just so they're already even. That's just easier when painting them in than drawing them in, whatever. That you just already like, you already have like the basic shape of them. And yeah, that's basically it for the tweezing. And then once everything's done and I'm done with the tweezing, I'm just grabbing the clean side of the Q-tip and again the cleanser. Because, you know, you've made little wounds by tugging the hairs out, obviously. So I always like to clean it afterwards as well. Just like, you know, like basically again you're making little tiny wounds, so it's always good to be very hygienic because you don't want a, you know, like, what's it called in English? Inflammation, whatever. You don't want anything bad this close to your eyes, basically. So you can better clean it too often than too little, I guess. And then it looks like this, and yeah, I'll also show you how to fill it in, but we'll do that in the next part of the video, which I'll film tomorrow, but will be in this same video, obviously. Just so, you know, my eyebrows can just get a rest and won't immediately be, you know, smudged over with makeup and everything. And what I almost forgot to show you is, by the way, if you like, they look sort of uneven now. That's because I have a random bald spot in my eyebrow here. I don't know if you can see, but it's really weird. I just have a random bald spot there. In any case, but if you just want to know if they're like sort of even, you can always just comb them in place after tweezing and everything. And just see how they look. Like that, which is a lot more even despite this annoying bald spot there. But yeah, that's another thing to do. And like if you now like see some more hairs on your eyebrows that are just not in place, you can always still tweeze them out. So yeah. Okay, we're filling in the eyebrows. I've already done one side of my eyebrow. I hope my camera's gonna hold out because the battery's almost empty. Almost empty. In any case, yeah. So basically, I'm going to show you two methods. One method with pencils and one with powder. You can use basically any powder or pencil that you personally prefer. I use these two by Etos and an Essence eyebrow powder, which you use in almost every tutorial. Which is from the Hello Autumn collection and is definitely not available anymore because it was their autumn collection of last year. But yeah, you can just use any eyebrow powder, that's eyebrow powder or pencil, whichever you prefer that you like, and you know, obviously just make the color fit for your hair color. Basically, my hair is orange, but I do always use yeah, sort of darkish blonde tints, I guess, because orange eyebrows is a bit too much. But yeah, in any case, what I always start with is just by combing my eyebrows in shape a little bit. This is just a little cheap kind of, you know, eyebrow comb thing. I got it at the budget store. So basically, again, just use what you prefer. Always make sure your eyebrows are sharpened. Pencils are sharpened. And what I always like to do is to start with the darkest color and put that on the outer part of my eyebrow. And just on the tail, and then a little bit just before the tail. And yeah, once it's on there, I'm switching over to the palest pencil, because like this, I think this part is just a little bit too not filled in comparison with the ends. But I don't want the entire eyebrow to be too dark, because it looks sort of weird on me. And yeah, because it's usually, like, naturally I'm blonde, and it does sort of show if I make my eyebrows too dark. Haven't actually seen my natural hair color in years, but yeah. In any case, I just carefully sort of go over the rest of it. I don't really make like tiny little stripes, because I'm going to comb it through anyway, so it wouldn't really stay like stripes that are supposed to look like hair. And what I then do is just use the comb of the pencil to just sort of brush it through, make sure all the colors blend together. And that's it. And then I move on to this brush again and just use the comb. First comb all the hairs upwards, and this really makes a difference. Like, filling them in is one part, but it only looks like really, in my opinion at least, it only looks really perfect after you've combed them through. And then the hairs that really stick out at the top, I just push them back down. And then the eyebrows are done. So basically these are the eyebrows with pencil, yeah. So yeah, basically the difference between pencil and, you know, powder, at least, you know, the difference that I think there is just, yeah, everyone has their own preferences again. But the pencil, you don't need, really need to use like eyebrow wax or anything, or eyebrow gel to like set them in place. However, I do think it can look a little bit more harsh than with powder, because it's thicker, it's darker, it's, yeah, I don't know, it looks a little bit more harsh than it does with powder. So usually I prefer to use powder, but personally I love to use eyebrow pencils when I'm really in a hurry and just really quickly want to do my eyebrows and not worry about them, because it does actually stay in place really well, so yeah. Okay, so now I've removed the pencil and just put on some, like, well, not fresh foundation, but just use the brush again on it. That I use my foundation with today. And now we're moving on to powder. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention it, but I did actually dye my eyebrows a while back, so they're darker than they naturally are. My natural eyebrows are actually sort of blonde, which would have been better for this tutorial, because it's really like obvious when they're not, you know, filled in. But yeah, in any case, moving on to powder now. I'm using the Essence Hello Autumn powder, but again, you can use any powder you want. And a brush. I'm using the Small Angle by Sigma, but you could also use the brush that comes with the powder if your powder comes with a brush. Yeah, you can basically use any brush as long as it's like thin and just, you know, stiff enough to really like put straight lines on with it. And again, I'm just using the dark shade first, just like with the pencil actually. And just filling in the tail. I do have the tendency to be more precise, I guess, with the powder. And then I just use the brush in an angle to fill in the angle in my eyebrows. But yeah, I do have the tendency to be way more precise with a brush than with a pencil for some reason. Maybe because I find a brush easier to work with. Yeah, in any case, when it's filled in, I'm moving on to the paler color and just carefully filling in the rest of the eyebrow. Most important thing is always to get them to look even, but always remember, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. It's basically one of the most useful life lessons I've ever learned. Yeah, and then once there's enough powder on it, I'm moving on to eyebrow gel. I'm using the Catrice fixing gel. You can use any eyebrow gel you want, of course. And also, if you don't have eyebrow gel, then you can also use just a regular brush and spray some regular hairspray on it. And just use that on your eyebrows, so it works as well. But I do happen to have eyebrow gel, so I'm just using that. And yeah, basically I just do the exact same thing as I did with the brush earlier. I just comb them upwards and then I use the back end of the brush to push down the hairs that are like sticking up too much. I don't like to cut them because then, you know, my eyebrows are less dark and I really need to fill them in every day even when I'm barely wearing makeup because I don't like it when my eyebrows are invisible. So yeah, and then my eyebrows look like this. So yeah, basically, so this is my eyebrows with the powder. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's like a lot of difference showing on the camera, like between how it looked with the powder and or how it looked with the pencil and how it now looks with the powder. But yeah, in any case, it's probably because how I fill them in. I mean, like when I use a pencil, I just, you know, sort of like comb them through so much that it sort of looks like powder anyways. But yeah, in any case, so basically I don't really have a favorite method for my eyebrows. Basically when I'm in a hurry I just prefer to use a pencil, and when I'm not in a hurry and really want my eyebrows to look as good as they can, I prefer to use a powder and eyebrow gel. So yeah, basically really just, you know, pick a method that you like personally prefer, that you're the most comfortable with, that you think your personal eyebrows, blah, that your own eyebrows look the best with, and just, you know, use that. Because again, eyebrows are just like such an important part of your face, and you know, they're different for everyone, so yeah. But in any case, I hope this whole tutorial of how I treat my eyebrows helped. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to just do a very quick eye look with it as well, so we're moving on to that now. Okay, so this is basically just going to be a really cheap and easy and quick eye look. The first product though isn't going to be available anywhere within the Netherlands, but it's just basically this shade by Etos. It's really pretty in the packaging and it looks sort of like a vague bronzy color on the eye, so basically you can use any bronze color you want. Just applying a little bit of that just to give a little bit of shimmer to my eye, and I'm also applying a little bit of it in the center of my lower lash line. Then I'm moving on to this shade by New York Color, which is called I Love New York, which is obviously a silver shade. And yeah, I'm just using the same brush for everything in this tutorial. Just had to wipe off the brush for a second. Yeah, and then just using the side of the brush to put the shade in the inner corner. And also on the bottom a little bit. And also a tiny amount on underneath the eyebrow, but not too much because it is a very bright, pale, shiny shade and I don't want it to be too much. And then I'm moving on to the last shade, which ironically I used to use for my eyebrows back when I was still blonde. Which is Starlight Espresso by Catrice, which is why it looks so weirdish. But yeah, again I'm just using the brush, the same brush, to apply that in the crease. That's like the nice thing I think about a very soft brush. You can use it for anything. It's not a very dark shade, so it's not going to give it a whole lot of effect. But just enough for a really like casual, quick look. And I'm just using the brush to blend it with the silver as well. And then putting a little bit of it on the lower lash line, outer corner. And then lastly I'm just using a little bit of mascara. I'm using the Get Big Lashes by Essence, which is a mascara that is not necessarily my favorite mascara because it does look sort of clumpy when you're not very careful, but you know, it is cheap, it is visible, it's cheap, it makes my eyelashes look like, you know, bigger and fuller and darker, so yeah, I still like it. And that's it for the eyes. Okay, so that's today's tutorial. I hope it was useful to you. I hope that it at least was fun to watch. In any case, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! And now I've moved back to the Essence Quattro. I'm just using the paler shade of purple and putting it on the center of my lips.